2024 must just end already. 2024 threw me so many curveballs. I know I'm not the only one. I know that there are so many people that felt like 2024 was not a good year for so many different reasons. I've experienced so many things that I never thought I was gonna experience this year. When the year started, I had so many plans. I was so excited. I had all of these things that I wanted to do, that I planned on doing. But then 2024 was just against me. It was just against me because it threw me so many curveballs, so many curveballs. But I'm gonna go into detail later on about some of the things that I had to deal with, some of the things that I had to overcome in 2024. But all is not lost. There's nothing like the promise of the new year that promises new beginnings. Now that we are almost at the end of 2024, almost in the beginning of the new year, I just wanted to share some of the things that I'm doing to prepare for a better 2025. Because, I mean, you know the saying that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So I just want to take you through step by step some of the things that I'm doing, that I've already started doing, because I believe that if I want to make 2025 a better year than 2024, then I need to start planning now. I need to start getting into the things that I'm planning to do next year now already. I don't need to wait for the 1st of January. I need to start doing them now. So I'm just going to quickly take you through step by step some of the things that I truly believe that are going to set me up for a much better 2025. A much more successful 2025 than 2024. So all is not lost, even though 2024 was a difficult year. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited for, the new beginnings, the new opportunities that are going to come in 2025, and I'm certainly prepared. So get your drink, get your coffee, get your wine, whatever it is that you feel like drinking, and get your notepad. I have mine right here with me because I don't want to forget anything. I can't wait for the beginning of the new year, and I'm gonna have a much better 2025. I'm excited. So if you are ready, get your drink, get your notepad, and let's get to it. Alright, the number one thing that I know for sure that I need to start doing, that I've already started doing in preparation for 2025, is to get into therapy. I have gone through so many things in 2024 that have really affected my physical health, my mental health, my emotional health. I feel like I need therapy. I need to start just dealing with some of the things that I've been through this year. Some of you might know that this year I lost my dear sister, which devastated me. It devastated me to my core. It shook me to my core. And I just feel like, as much as I've been trying to deal with it, to just, move on, keep going, keep doing the things that I wanted to do for myself this year, but it's been really, really difficult. If you know, losing a loved one is very, very difficult. It's something that really affects you. So that's one of the things that I know for sure that I need to start therapy so that I can be able to just deal with the grief of losing my sister. There's just so many things that happened this year. Besides the loss of my sister, I also experienced some health challenges this year. Earlier in the year, I underwent surgery earlier in the year, which also really affected me physically. I was struggling, but I'm happy to say that I am feeling so much better at this point in regards to that surgery that I had at the beginning of the year. But even that, it really affected my mental health, because when you need help doing the simplest things like getting out of bed, I couldn't go downstairs, I couldn't climb up the stairs, I was just bedridden for days. So that really did affect my mental health as well as my emotional health. I found myself just crying for the fact that I can't do the simplest things. I can't do the things that I should be able to do for myself. As much as I've recovered and I'm in a much better place now physically, but that really did take a toll on my mental health, as well as some other things that I went through this year. I was also in a relationship at the beginning of the year, but then that also went down the drain. It just didn't work out again. So yeah, it's a lot of things that happened. I also made some financial decisions that didn't go so well. It's a lot of things that really did affect me this year. So that's why I think that going to therapy again, I've been to therapy before. It's not the first time that I'm going to therapy, but I think I haven't been to therapy in over 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm very excited to just start that process. I've made the first appointment. It's actually Friday this week. I'm starting therapy again. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about just working out some of the things that I need to work out, because I know for me that everything starts in the mind. Everything starts with my mental health. When my mental health is not where it's supposed to be, that just affects all other aspects of my life. So I know that that's the one thing that I really need to get to a point where I feel like I'm strong mentally. I've dealt with the things that I need to deal with. I have skills that I can use to just cope and deal with everything that I need to deal with. So that's one of the things that I know is going to be really, really beneficial for me going into the new year. And I think everybody can benefit from therapy. Like I'm saying, I've been to therapy before and I know the benefits of going to therapy. That's why I made it a point that I book the appointment so that I can gain that mental strength, that mental clarity that I need going into the new year. The next thing that I'm doing after everything that I've gone through this year is to just go back to the drawing board, go back to the beginning. I felt like I need to do a SWOT analysis. If you don't know what a SWOT analysis is, normally you hear the term SWOT analysis in the business context. What a SWOT analysis is, it's basically a tool that helps businesses identify their strengths, their weaknesses, their threats, their opportunities as it relates to their mission and goals. So what it does is to identify what are the things that are threatening the success of the business. What are the opportunities that are there that the business can take advantage of in order to help them to achieve their goals and their mission? What are the business's weaknesses that are also threatening the success of the business, so that they can have plans around all of those things that they've identified, as well as the strengths. What are the strengths that the business again needs to take advantage of in order to help them to achieve their mission and goals? Once businesses have this SWOT analysis, what then it helps them to do is to then draw up strategic plans to then address the things that they've identified during that analysis. There is also a thing that is called a personal SWOT analysis, where you do the same thing, where you identify your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your threats as they relate to your goals, the goals that you want to achieve. So what are the weaknesses that you have identified for yourself that can maybe cause you not to achieve your goals? What are your strengths? What are the things that you already know how to do, that come easy for you, that you can take advantage of in order to help you to achieve your goals? What are the threats? What are the things that are threatening you to achieve your goals? What are the opportunities that are there that you can actually take advantage of, that are going to help you to actually achieve the goals that you want to achieve for yourself? So that's what I mean by doing the SWOT analysis. It's the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats as it relates to the goals that you want to achieve for yourself for the new year. So that's what I've done. I've done a SWOT analysis so that I can really see myself and know what are the things that I need to work on, because like I'm saying, I've gone through so many things this year. There are things that I'm really struggling with, which if I don't deal with those things, they are really going to hinder me from achieving the goals that I want to achieve. What are the things that I can consider my strengths, the things that come easy for me, the things that I already know how to do, that I can capitalize on, that are going to help me to just get to that place that I want to get to, which is a much, much, much better 2025. For me, all I want in 2025 is to thrive. Mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, I want to thrive in all those areas next year. So I've sat down and identified some of those things that I consider my weaknesses, some of the things that I consider threats to me achieving that thriving that I want to achieve in 2025. For instance, like I said, this year I experienced so many things with my physical health as well. I just want to be healthier in 2025. I just want to thrive in that area. I just want to feel healthy. I want to feel strong. Like I said, I'm still recovering. I had an operation earlier on in the year, so that really set me back in my fitness goals, because I ended up gaining so much weight because I couldn't exercise because of the health problems that I was experiencing. I couldn't exercise at all. So for months, I was just not moving my body. I was just not doing anything. But thank God, I'm in a much better place, even though I'm still dealing with some issues, but I'm in a much better place. But for me to continue to thrive and do better physically, I've identified some of the things that are my strengths and my weaknesses. For instance, one of my strengths when it comes to my health journey is the fact that I enjoy working out. So that for me is not a problem. I'm not those people that hate working out. I also don't have a problem with waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning. So that's the time that I use to work out. I actually enjoy sweating and running and playing sports and all of those things. I actually enjoy those things, so it's not an issue for me. I know what works for me, I know what works for my lifestyle. I've got that part. I don't think that I need to spend my energy trying to figure out what I need to do to move my body to make sure that I get my exercise. I'm fine with it. That's one of my strengths. However, one of the things that have been major weaknesses for me is my eating habits. They've also contributed in the weight that I've gained, because I was not exercising, I was not moving my body. On top of that, I was not eating healthy. I was eating junk food. So that's one of my weaknesses, is my eating habits. So one of the things that I've identified that I need to strengthen is I need to put plans in place so that I can make sure that I eat better. One of the things that I've started doing, I know some of you might have seen that I've also shared it on my channel. I'm meal prepping now so that I make sure that I have healthy meals that I can eat throughout the week, because one of the things that was causing me not to eat healthy is the fact that I work from 8 in the morning, I come back home at around 6 and I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I don't want to start chopping vegetables and start cooking and doing all of that. So I ended up just going to a drive-through just so that we have something to eat. But now, because I've identified that as one of my weaknesses that are really threatening me achieving the goals that I want to achieve, so I've started meal prepping. One of the things that I also want to look into is to find a meal service that I can get some of the meals that are already made that I can freeze maybe or put in the fridge, just to supplement my meal prepping, because sometimes I'm traveling and I'm not even home on Sunday, because that's the day that I normally use for meal prepping. So if I'm not at home on Sunday, I end up not meal prepping, then that week is going to be very difficult for me to just maintain my healthy eating habits. So I want to find a meal service that I can also use to supplement my meal prepping, so that if I'm not able to meal prep that Sunday, maybe I can have meals that are already made that I can just take out of the fridge and warm up, and we can still have a healthy meal. So also do that for yourself. It's really going to help you just to see where you are. Identify some of the things that are your strengths, some of the things that are your weaknesses, just to see what are the things that you need to spend your energy on, or just spend your time on planning around. Because like I'm saying, there's no point in you planning around things that you already know how to do. Once I've identified all the things that are my weaknesses, my strengths, my opportunities, my threats, then I'm going to be able to go into the next point that I want to talk about, that you need to have a turnaround strategy. Again, you normally hear this term turnaround strategy in the business context, where businesses are also, making these plans to turn things around. Where they did not perform well, they now develop a plan on what exactly is it that they're going to do now, so that they can turn that thing around. So that's why you hear the term turnaround strategy. That is also applicable in your personal life. You also need to have a turnaround strategy. Once you've identified some of the things that didn't go so well this year, you need to then put a plan in place to say, what is it that you're going to do in order to achieve better results in the next year? Because like I said, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. You cannot just think that things are just going to happen automatically. You cannot just pray and hope that you're going to have a better 2025. You need to do everything that's within your power to make that happen. Obviously, there are things that are not within our power that are going to come and derail us. But even with that, you need to have a plan to say, how are you going to deal with those things, those curveballs that are just going to be thrown at you, that are just going to try and derail you or try and prevent you from achieving your goals. Like I said, for me, I'm going to go into therapy, and I want to stay in therapy for the rest of the year if that is what I need to do, just so that I can feel like I'm in a better mental space. So now I wanted to just quickly go through the turnaround strategy. Remember, you've done the SWOT analysis now. You've identified what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, what are the threats, what are your opportunities. Now you need to come up with a plan. So now when it comes to the turnaround strategy, I'm just going to make an example of what I'm doing in the financial area, because like I indicated earlier on, that I also suffered financially this year, because there are some financial decisions that I did make that did not go so well, or that hasn't worked out yet. I still hope that things are going to turn around. But again, there's also something that I can do that is within my control that will just help me in that financial area that I want to improve next year. I want to do better at budgeting. I want to do better at just planning for my money, because I found that this year, because I was going through so many things, I found that I was emotional about my money. I wasn't really budgeting. I was just making sure that I'm paying my bills, yes, but whatever was left, I wasn't really intentional about what exactly is it that I want to do. I found myself just spending money haphazardly, because retail therapy, I guess you can say that, when you are not in a good place, you also tend to spend your money because you are emotional, because you are trying to fill a void that's within you, because You know what they say about retail therapy. You think it's helping you, but it's only helping you for that brief moment when you are excited about the new thing that you bought, but it's not really addressing the real issue. But now I'm happy that I'm now going to address my issues with therapy. I'm no longer going to think that retail therapy is going to help me with my issues. So that's one of the things that I was doing this year. So going into next year, I really have started to go back into budgeting and making sure that I save my money, because it's important to save money. You have to have money saved for emergencies. And again, you have to save money so that you can be able to invest that money in things that are going to make you more money. I have certain goals that I've set for myself in terms of how I want to do financially. That has to do with my personal finances. I really want to just stick to the budget, stick to the plan that I have. I already have a plan. I already know what exactly is it that I need to do. So I just need to stick to that plan. And when it comes to my business, I feel like as much as this year threw me a lot of curveballs, but there are some things that I managed to achieve. I did not achieve zero of the goals that I set for myself. I feel like those things are also going to set me up for a better 2025. I did mention it briefly on my previous video that I am growing my business. I've entered into a partnership this year that has the potential to really increase the income that my business has been making over the years. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about what is that going to bring in the next year. So that's just one of the things that I'm doing, that I've done to just prepare for a better 2025. So I feel like that move is something that is really going to set me up for a better 2025 when it comes to my finances. So yeah, those are some of the things that are in my turnaround strategy, because I'm really serious about making 2025 a better year than 2024. So I have to have these plans. I have to make sure that it's things that I can implement. I have to make sure that it's things that are actionable, that I can actually take steps towards achieving. So also do that for yourself. Whatever area that you feel like you need to improve going into the new year, make sure that you have a clear plan. You have an actionable plan on what exactly is it that you need to do that is going to help you to turn things around in that area. Something else that I also wanted to touch on again when it comes to my turnaround strategy, when it comes to my physical health, like I said, I want to eat better. I want to move my body. I've also started to take supplements, because as much as I want to maintain a healthy diet, but it's very difficult to get all the nutrients that you need from the food that you eat. So I've started to take some supplements this year, and I want to stick with it, because I'm one of those people that don't enjoy taking pills. Any type of pills, I just don't enjoy it. And then I end up not sticking with it. I end up taking them for a month or two and then not sticking with it. But some of the things that I want to go into, that I've started to go into, for example, is I'm now taking some supplements that are in a powder form that I can use in my smoothies, in my drinks, and all of that. So those are the things that are going to help me to stick with it, because again, you have to know yourself. You have to know your weaknesses. Like I said, I don't like taking pills. I remember this one time I had all of these supplements that I bought, and I even put them on my nightstand because I wanted to make sure that I don't forget to take them. But I didn't take them. I end up throwing them away because they expired, because I just hate taking pills. So I need supplements that are enjoyable, that I can actually enjoy. Like this supplement that I'm taking now, the collagen supplement. I enjoy it so much. It's so delicious. I look forward to it every day. One of the things that I've been struggling with is my mobility, because of the health struggles that I've been through. That has affected my mobility, and I just experience pain in my joints and all of that. But I'm getting a whole lot better, partly because of the supplements that I've started to take, and I want to stick with them. Like I'm saying, I want to continue taking them. So I know that if it's something that I'm enjoying, I'm going to stick with. There's no point of me buying all of these supplements that are pills and all of that. I know that's just not gonna work. That's just my weakness. That's just one of my weaknesses. So now that I know that that is my weakness, I have to find a way around that. So yeah, those are some of the things that I'm implementing that are just going to help me to make sure that I achieve the goal that I have for myself for 2025, which is to just thrive. I want to thrive mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. I just want to do better in all those areas. I'm interested to know what are the things that you are working towards for 2025, and what have you started implementing already that you're going to take with you into 2025. Because like I said, you don't have to wait. You don't need to wait for the 1st of January in order to start now coming up with all of these plans. You need to, hit the ground running already. You need to get started. The next thing that I'm taking with me into 2025 that I've started to implement, I know this is going to sound silly to somebody, or it's just not gonna seem like it's an important part of this whole thing, but for me it's a very important part. If there's one thing that 2024 taught me, is that things can always get worse. Things can always get worse, because as I was thinking that I'm recovering from my surgery, then I was hit by the loss of my sister. As I was thinking that, okay, I'm now starting to deal with that, then other things happened that just set me back again. So if there's one thing that 2024 has taught me, is that things can always get worse. Things can always get worse. Trust me, when you are in a bad place, things can be worse than that. That's what I learned in 2024. So the one thing that I'm going into 2025 with is gratitude. I am just so grateful. As much as I've gone through all of these things that I've went through in 2024, I am so grateful for the fact that I'm still here, for the fact that I'm feeling a whole lot better physically than I was in the beginning of the year. It was so bad. I think I'm just gonna make a different video just talking about some of the things that I've been through, because I think there's something in that video that can help somebody. So I'm going to make that video just to tell you exactly what is it that happened to me, that I went through, as it relates to my physical health. So like I'm saying, I'm so grateful that I'm where I am right now, as opposed to the place that I was in at the beginning of the year in terms of my physical health. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the fact that I still have the people that I have in my life, my family, my friends, my YouTube family, all of you guys. I'm just so grateful for you. I'm just so grateful for the fact that I still have those people, because I know they can be taken away from me at any time. That's one of the things that became so real for me in 2024, that the people that you love can just be taken away from you at any time. So I'm going into 2025 with so much gratitude for the people that I have, with so much gratitude for my state of health, even though I said that I'm working on it. I'm doing all of these things to just improve it. But the fact that it is where it is, I'm grateful for that, because it could be worse. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the fact that hopefully I'm going to see 2025. And I'm grateful for the fact that I have all of these resources that I have with me that can help me to just make 2025 a much better year than 2024. I'm just so grateful for the little things, for every day when I wake up in the morning and I can stretch my body, I can go out and exercise. I'm just filled with so much gratitude. So I think that's a very important thing to remember, that whatever situation you might be going through, remember to still be grateful for all the other things, the other good things that are happening in your life, because there's always good things that are still happening, even though you are going through a difficult time. So keeping that positive mindset, that gratitude, is also going to help you just, with your outlook on life. It's just going to help you with your outlook on life, because if you remember to be grateful, then you are not so much dwelling on just the negative or just the bad things that are happening in your life. You are also focusing on the good things that are still happening. That also helps you with your mental health. It helps you with just, putting you in that place where you know that things can get worse. Therefore, you are grateful for where you are in whatever journey it is that you are going through. Just remember that in whatever journey that you are on, there will always be challenges that will come your way. But when you are intentional about working through those challenges so that you can keep going, because at the end of the day, there's no giving up. At the end of the day, we are not giving up. We are going to get to that life that we see for ourselves. We're going to achieve our goals. We are just not going to give up. And trust me, in 2024, there were so many times that I just wanted to give up. I just wanted to give up. But I knew that I don't have that luxury. I cannot give up, because what's the alternative? Is to settle. That's not me. That has never been me. I'm not that person. I don't know how to settle for anything. I don't know how to settle. I am just relentless like that. When I want something, I go after it. I go after it with everything that I have, because I always ask myself, if I don't go ahead, if I don't pursue this thing that I want, what's the alternative? The alternative is for me to stay in this place that I'm in, that I don't want to be in. Therefore, I'm gonna be miserable for the rest of my life. For me, that is just not an option. It's just not an option. So I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and also do click the subscribe button. I'd love to have you over. Until the next video. Bye.